This is Outlaw Shaver. It's a Sunday afternoon and I'm getting ready for a nice relaxing shave. I'd like to give a shout out first to Bill Sladinsky. I saw a review that he did on one of the soaps that he had purchased from me, as well as Jeffrey Smith, and he was using a Schick injector, and he makes that thing look easy. So I don't have quite the same feeling or the feedback about an injector type razor. They just don't seem to treat me too good. So anyway, maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll get smarter or get better or something. I wanted to introduce a new soap today, and this is Billy the Kid. And it has scents of black cherry, bourbon, and vanilla. And this was actually a special request by Billy Curtis. And so I made that up for him, and he's pretty excited about it. He hasn't even got to try it out yet. But I am going to demonstrate it today and try it out for myself. I already did a lather test on it, and it seemed to be pretty good. But I'm going to check and see what it does for my senses. I do like the cherry flavor to it. I'm not as big a fan of it as other things, but I think it's a pretty good smell. Anyway, what I've done is I've loaded a little bit of it up right here in the bottom of the bowl, about the size of a pea or a peanut. And I've had my brush soaking here in the sink. It is an Omega S, or no, it's not an S, it's a Professional boar bristle. So what I'm going to do is just shake out a little bit of water and go ahead and get started lathering up. I don't know if you can see there what's going on or not. I think it needs just a little tiny bit more water. Usually, I've tried to do the lather on the face thing, and it treats me pretty good most of the time. But when I'm shaving every day, like, my skin gets irritated, and although I love a good boar bristle brush, if I scrub on it for very long, it seems like the hair follicle area kind of gets a little bit irritated. So while I'll do kind of a hybrid thing, putting it on my face, and after getting it whipped up mostly in the bowl, I think usually it works out better for me for irritation if I do most of the work in a bowl. Anyway, you can see here what's the result. I think there should be plenty there to finish the job. And I really do like to do a lather on my face, but the less time that I actually spend scrubbing around on it, the better off I am. I kind of threw this in front of my sister for a blind smeller to see if she could tell me what she thought of it and what it smelled like. And she said it smelled like a cherry brandy or possibly a cognac. And I guess I can get that, you know. I smelled a Alexander cognac one time, and it just had a very nice cherry almond smell to it. So Billy, I hope you enjoy this. I'll have to get some out to you, sir, real soon. Forgot to mention, I am using today for a razor. It is a Baili shaver, the long handle. There's several different brand names picking this razor up, actually, and putting their own logos on it. It's a very nice razor. I find it to be very smooth. It seems to be pretty much like the design of a Gillette Tech, only they have gone a little bit farther with completely covering the edges of the blade, and also they've tapered it off a little bit. You might be able to see right in here that they've kind of shielded the edge. Let me get that turned just right. They've shielded the edge or the corner of the blade, so that kind of helps eliminate on nicks. But I haven't really found a razor that shaves quite as smooth as this. So if I'm having a bad day or from a previous shave, I would say that this would be my go-to, and it's great for beginners. In fact, I bought several of these things because I am an enthusiast on wet shaving, and I've gotten several other people started into it, and they've thanked me for turning them on to getting back into safety razors. But this is very good for a beginner, and I've given several of them away. The blade I'm using in it today is a Personna Lab Blue. It's a new blade, first use. I kind of have a love and hate relationship with them. To me, they seem to work well in some razors and terribly in others. I've had them be smooth on one occasion and just tear me up on another. So they're not my favorite blade, but for today anyway, in this razor, we're going to use that. Yes, very smooth, very easy, very comfortable. In fact, I would dare say that this would be a good matching or a good pairing for a feather blade, maybe a Kai, Voskhod, anything that usually has a reputation for having a sharper edge. Smell like cherries. All right, here's the first pass. So of the people that I have actually been able to spend some time speaking with, getting feedback from, that have tried the soap, they seem to enjoy it. If I'm trying to come up with ideas as quickly as possible for doing some different scents. I know that I'm probably not going to please everybody, but I've had some special requests, or at least inquiries. And what I can add to that is, if you have a particular favorite scent or scent profile, just get a hold of me and let me know. You know what what you like, and if it's not in there already, I'll do my best to try to get that out. And the soap doesn't change, just pretty much the scent. And if you like the soap, we can get it to your liking. I mean, for example, I'm working on one right now for Mark Hutchinson that is lime, coconut, and tequila, and just a little hint of salt. And I know that he likes citrus and likes limes pretty well, so that's a batch that I'm currently working on. Let's go ahead and do pass 2. Dinged a bump there just a little bit. Another thing I'd like to mention is Billy Curtis sent me some samples of the Taylor of Old Bond Street cream. I have to say they're very nice, somewhat subtle. So if you're not one to want a lot of scent, overpowering or anything like that, they seem to be perfect for that. I haven't tried all of them yet. Pretty nice creams. They're of a softer consistency. Another thing that he sent me was this brush right here. Beautiful little brush. And then the post office broke it for us. So I need to do a little bit of repair on that. But otherwise, that really has a nice knot in it. I did try it out short-handled, and while it in this form is kind of hard to grip without this tailpiece on it, the brush lathers nicely, feels good on the face. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to have to get that fixed soon. So thank you, Billy, and I appreciate that. There's a little more water in it. One thing I have noticed also with this Baili razor is that it's one of the few razors that I can actually comfortably go against the grain with. And it would the other would be the Gillette Tech, or maybe the Gillette adjustable slim on a setting 1. But when I go this way across grain, I'm actually kind of going against grain, but it's somewhat on a bias, so it's still a step of progression at getting it to where I can go up with it. And see, this in this razor, this right here would have never happened with any other blade that I like or blade of choice. That's the thing that I like the Lab Blues, but at the same time sometimes I hate them because that's what they do to me. They're definitely sharp. Show you another little battle scar right here. I was playing around with, practicing with. I don't know if you'd call it practice or mishap, but I was using a sheer Mataki shave head. I thought I would try that out. So far, it is not second nature by any means. And final pass. I am going to do against the grain today. And I may pay for it tomorrow. And this may not be for everybody, but I do like the longer handle. One thing I wish is that it had just a little bit more knurling further down, because it can become a little slippery at times. But for the price of this razor, I think you can get them for about $10. At least that's about what I paid for mine, with the shipping included. The head alone is worth that. If you had a favorite handle you wanted to put on it, then it'd be fantastic. You could make it what you wanted it to be. And if you're looking for one of these on eBay or on Amazon, I believe that they are actually called a Baili Long Hanlde shaver would probably be the best search, and you might get the best results out of it. Well, yep. Sorry, Personas of the USA. I just don't have a very nice word for your blades today. Now, Israeli Personas, the reds as we know them, are quite a different thing. Completely different blade in the way that they handle, the sharpness, smoothness. One of my favorites. And I would say the crystals are probably a close second as far as blades made in Israel. And since this is about Billy's soap today, I'm going to be using, for an aftershave, some Aqua Velva Musk. Billy was telling me that when he was over here in Texas visiting, that was one of his favorite aftershaves, was the Aqua Velva Musk. So Billy, eat your heart out. And Billy, here's to you, Billy the Kid. Y'all have a good day.